Alright, so we're back at it again for another video. This time it's back to the normal stuff. We're doing another One Piece chapter live reaction. I'm much quicker on this one than I was on the last one, considering the last one just came out a couple days ago. Real sorry about that, honestly. But with the new chapter, we're pretty recent. I believe it actually released today. For me, it's Saturday at about 2 p.m. I believe I heard it had come out sometime Friday afternoon, I think is around when I heard it was out, Friday evening. So it hasn't been out I haven't even known for a day that it's been out. So let's get right into it. It's chapter 1160, titled The God Valley Incident, which means that we finally made it, and I was right that we are getting the God Valley flashback within this flashback. I think that's a good move by Oda, because when you look at the community, or when you look in the community and you see how much of the story we all believe we have left, there's like this arc, really just being maybe if you think we're going to the last island, right, which is Roadstar or Lodestar, right? That's potential. I don't really think we need to go there, but that's still a thing. And then there is definitely going to be we have to make it to Laugh Tale. We have to in some way deal with Emu and the world government, right? And that's going to involve the final war, I believe. From what we've been told, there's going to be a great war. So we know that there's at least those two main arcs left. Guaranteed. The Laugh Tale might be pretty short. The war, I imagine, would be pretty long. And then we're going to have a mini epilogue, I'm sure. But that's minimum. So it's kind of smart and then we're going to have some flashbacks probably. Like, we want to see more, I think, of Roger's journey and stuff like that. But we're getting some of that through this, and then we're going to get more of that when we make it to Laugh Tale and see more of Roger's flashback there, probably, right? So I think Oda's doing a good job of giving us backstories and, like, more depth, like, in history from back, giving us about the world through Loki and Harald's flashback in Elbaf, rather than having to do it later and place it somewhere else. I think it's actually pretty smart the way he's doing it. Because while Elbaf kind of has them separated from most of the people in the world, just like how Wano did, there is still, right now, we are, as the reader, learning a whole lot about the world on the outside just from back in time, back before. So we're learning a whole lot of, like, history that we honestly kind of had headcanon on already. So I think Oda's it's a really cool way that he's doing it, honestly. But getting into it, it's volume 42 of Yamato's Pilgrimage, and now it's overlooking the flower capital at the hall enshrining Odin and his comrades. Just normal flower capital with Yamato standing there. Looks fine. I can't notice anything odd or that stands out that we should notice. It's a nice, simple panel. I wonder where Old T and Page 1 are, because they're not there. Oda's note, I'm obsessed with Yamagata's Odoroki peaches. Nothing beats slicing one open and feasting on a juicy half, skin and all. Well, I'm with you, Oda. I eat my peaches with the skin on. If I go buy a peach, I'm just eating it. But I don't eat a half. I just eat the whole thing. So, into the chapter. We are still at God Valley right now. We are still looking at the Celestial Dragons talking about the hunting contest. It says it seems that this is being said by a mix of the crowd and then maybe some of who's up on stage, which appears to be Garling and Saturn from the panel over here on the side. It says, "Behold, the Davy clan, that loathsome lineage. They've been hated since their ancestors' time. Since their ancestors' time, and no one would even try to show them any love. Are they buccaneers too? Sever their bloodline. It's too dangerous to allow them to live. Wait, don't throw things at them yet. Exterminate them. This day will go down in history." Wow, these guys are scumbags. The prey of the human hunt. Well, we already knew that, but like, these guys really are scumbags. And then it cuts to Saturn saying, "This is quite the find, Garling." Garling says, "I can only credit fate for it." "Now, let's introduce the favorites for the individual competition," says the announcer. And we can also see some of the slaves in the audience. Quit throwing knives. You'll be penalized if they die prematurely. Ha ha ha. Oh, I actually missed this panel. My bad. This one was right before Saturn and Garling talked. So this is while they were throwing the stuff at him. "Quit throwing knives. You'll be penalized if they die prematurely." And we can see Blackbeard up on stage, one of the ones having things thrown at him as a kid, with who we'd guess is his mom holding him there. So I guess we're going to actually find out who Blackbeard's mom was. Interesting. He's freaking out. He's literally scarred, kind of like the Doflamingo incident when Doflamingo was kind of tied up for being a celestial dragon when they went down to the lower world, right? Him and Rocinante and Homing, I believe was his name. They all got kind of tied up and they were like fire beneath them. They had arrows and stuff shot at them. This is kind of that same idea, but they're just chucking stuff at him. And Blackbeard is looking at them young Teach and them yelling, sever their bloodline. He just thinks they're absolute monsters, which they are. Now cutting back to after, now let's introduce the favorites for the individual competition. And then it cuts away to where Dragon was, where it says, it's too late for me, but my little ones, I want them to be raised by someone with a warm heart. Please, don't hand them over to him. You and your children may be strangers to me, but I want to help. If I can't do that much, I've no business standing here. And that's what Dragon says to her as she collapses. So this would imply to us that after they were taken off stage here, except this looks kind of like a different lady because her hair looks darker where we see Dragon while it looks blonde here. Unless these are two different kids and this is one of them up on stage and the other one was there with her, but it looks like the same one. Let me see. After we see Dragon running off, I'm assuming with the baby or babies in tow, we now cut back to one of the celestial dragons. There are 150 rare rabbits to hunt down. That's not to mention the 13 super rare ones. Each of those is worth 10,000 points apiece. There's only 1 hour before the hunt begins. Now run, little rabbits. Is this a joke? Are they really gonna kill us? Give us a good chase. As all the civilians are running off, still in handcuffs, scared and crying. If we can hold out for 3 weeks, we'll make it. All we can do is run. Find a good hiding spot somewhere. Let the hunt begin, says the celestial dragons. Oh, where did they all go? Please don't cry, a mom and dad thinking with their child while they hide. Yeah, there you are, you rabbits. Please spare our child, they say. I beg of you. Moo-ho-ho, as he shoots. Please help me. Don't kill my husband. Boom, boom. They're all, everybody's just being shot down. Everybody. Kids, women, children, father, mother. Awful. Then we cut to Homeland of the Gods, the Holy Land Marijois. Woo, go! The Figurelands are in the lead. But the Bavet and Manmar families are hot on their tail. Manmar, we know, or Manmar, however we're pronouncing that. We've heard, I don't remember who Summers is a part of the family of, but it's either them or Manmar might be who Gunko was a part of, I believe. And I don't know if we've heard the Bavet family before, interestingly enough. We then cut to Garling, who is soaring around on whatever he is riding on right now, just cutting people down left and right. Oh, Garling, who did you bet on? House Shepherd for the clan contest, and Gunko for the solos. Wow, yeah, I think Gunko is the one of the Manmare. So they think Gunko is going to take out the most in solo, and that Shepherd, so Summers is going to take out the most? You're crazy. Really? Well, I suppose she is the only knight known as God's Steel. Yeah, it's probably because God Emu takes over Gunko. As we cut to Gunko using her arrow fruit to just kill innocent people, House Manmar scores another massive round of bonus points. God's Steel, House Manmar, Saint Gunko. I'd actually like to go back and see where she's then a God's Knight, because here she's just being called a saint and not specifically a God's Knight. But she's called God's Steel, and up above that they say that she is the only knight known as. So she is still a God's Knight. She does look really cool in this outfit. Must be nice to be St. Garling, knowing a beauty like her is going to be his wife soon. Although, I guess it's still all up in the air, says somebody looking at Shocky. A kid up in a tree. Wow, you climbed up pretty high, says Summers, approaching the tree. Hop on down. I laid out a nice thorny cushion for you. Go away, says the kid, as Summers is laughing with the thorns beneath the child. Stop, that's my kid. Dad, don't worry, I'll catch you. Aw, how touching, says Summers, as I would assume the dad jumped to catch the son and died instead. And then we would assume Summers probably killed the kid too. Dragon huff huff as he's seeing all these civilians dead. I thought I could help her, but if I defy the celestial dragons, bleh, Dragon like throws up in his mouth. They will execute my entire platoon too. I assume everyone's present. Naturally, sir. Where the hell did that dragon kid go? Don't tell me he went to meddle with what's happening on the island. As dragons looking, the celestial dragons with all this going on. As the celestial dragons approaching Ivankov and Kuma. It's here, that buccaneer brat worth 10,000 points. You will never win if you play their rigged game. Focus on escaping it altogether, says Ivankov to Kuma and others. We're escaping God Valley. They've still got hope, thinks Dragon. Mohoho. That's 10 kills in a row for my prized rifle. And as he lines up to shoot, it looks as though Dragon takes him down and said, damn, I just... Huff, huff. Boom, boom. Another celestial dragon shooting at more civilians. Eek, wah. Big explosion off the east coast. What was that? The Rocks pirates. There's no time. We're being swarmed by notorious pirates. Yep, as the Rocks pirates take the stage, and we see pretty much everybody who we know of who hasn't been killed, who is on the Rocks crew. Listen up, fellas. They've got Shocky here along with a bunch of treasure, not to mention devil fruits. Ain't no point in us killing each other over this stuff yet. We've got to work together for now. We'll divvy up the booty once we're back, and they're better. Not by any... we'll divvy up the booty once we're back, and there better not be any belly aching. Got it? I love how Rocks being in the, really being... what's his name? Davy D... Or, no, I guess it's, Davy D. Zebek would be his name, right? He talks like an actual pirate. Like, belly aching, stuff like that. It's really funny. But we get to see all the Rocks pirates. They look really awesome. Captain John, Gloriosa, Shiki, Silver Axe, Kaido, Big Mom, the Fishman I can't remember the name of, Whitebeard, Stussy, even what's-his-face, who I hate, Stroyson, who apparently... I would bet you his sword is probably a named sword. I don't know if we know the name of Stroyson's sword, but I'm noticing it more in this panel. I'm betting that it's named. It then cuts down to all of them saying or speaking. We can't share Shocky, says the Fishman. The answer's obvious, isn't it? She'll fall for whoever saves her. Damn right. I'm not backing down, says Silver Axe. Nah, Shocky's gonna fall for whoever hauls in the most treasure. Suit yourselves. I'm just here to save a friend. That said, if she does fall for me, I wouldn't complain, says Whitebeard. Stussy says, what? How could you say that, Newgate? And then Gloriosa, if I save Shocky, Roger should be grateful, right? Stroyson, Ochoku didn't even leave the island. She'll probably ban him from the bar. Oh, yeah, that's Wang. Yeah. How stupid can you get? Heaven and earth could flip. And Shocky still wouldn't give any of you losers the time of day. Yeah, I'm with you. Hey, Linlin, you're going to save one of those devil fruits for me, right? Well, that's so funny. Kaido's just sitting there like, hey, Linlin, when we get a hold of those, right? I know you want them for your kids. You're going to give one of them to me, though, right? No matter what. Because I've been telling you how I want one. Fire, they say as they're shooting off. This is tedious, Ramum. We've got to get away. Give up, you lousy Marines. Follow me, crew, says Rocks, as he literally tears through Marine vessels and goes up on shore. This is bad. Pirates are here. What is the Navy doing? If anything happened to us, we'll hang you all. Come in, says Broadcasting. Please be advised, the West Coast is a danger zone. We got pranked, guys. The next panel, we got pranked. The two kids, I was mistaken. That was not Blackbeard's mom, even though we saw him earlier in that, not long before that, in the last chapter. That was, and we should have noticed, because that's where Garling pulled up to. It's outside of the area, so I should have paid attention to that. Dragon pulled up on Garling's ex-lady, and we got to see her. Like, none of her, actually, which is makes sense as to why they didn't show any of her, and we got to see some of Teach's mom here. But it's Dragon carrying Shanks and Shamrock. Now I'm curious what happens next. It says the Roger pirates have docked there, so we have Rocks on the east and Roger on the west. It's a miracle you're not both crying after all this, says Dragon. Get the celestial dragons to the center of the island. Don't let them get hurt. What's going on? Is this the end of the world? First rocks, now Roger, says the Marines. The Roger pirates have made a landfall. I'm here to save you, Shocky, says Roger as they all rush off the boat. You guys have no chance with her. Focus on stealing the treasure. The Roger pirates. As everybody literally just steps over Roger. Save Shocky! Garling, I guess that's game over. What are you doing? Do something. Oh my. It then cuts to a panel titled The God's Knights. Pull those Marines back and see to it that the celestial dragons are protected. Says the big one that, I'll be honest, I can't tell if that's who that character is. I think that's a woman who's saying that. She's got horns like an ancient giant and teeth like a fishman. And we see Garling, and we see a lady who we don't know who she is with black hair. We see Summers. We see the lady who we saw talking to Gunko the other chapter with the funny hat with the buttons on the front with like the emblems and the gun. She has a rifle. We see who I think is the guy whose name I can't remember, who has the weird devil fruit back on Elbaf. The guy who can turn into the starts with a Q. It's his name is Killingham. I think that's him. I think he has like the horse mask thing on. That mask with like the horns. I think that's what he was wearing when he first appeared on Elbaf 2. So I think that's him. He's right below some lady who we don't know who she is. And then behind them is some big, I imagine he's like an ancient giant or, I don't know, fishman of some kind. He's huge. And he's got big sharp teeth just like the lady's got. And it says the God's Knights are rallying. Pirates keep pouring in from every side of the island. Warships commence retaliatory fire. Don't let them land. I think we're done for. As it then cuts to the Rocks pirates, Whitebeard and Shiki. Pirates keep coming one after another. We don't know their objective. Gah. Hey now. That's my boy Garp. He's throwing a cannonball. I'm not going to stand by and watch while you dice up my troops like vegetables. As Garp is chucking cannonballs in there, blowing everybody up. Says Roxham Roger. Out of my way. It's Vice Admiral Garp. I'm here. Reinforcements have arrived. Oh, dude, and he's got Bogard behind him. Garp's fleet. Woo, we're saved. The legend have assembled. Break next week. I did want to go back and look at all the people again. So Garp's crew, or his fleet, is essentially just him and Bogard are the only people that like to be of note to us. Still awesome. Up above that, the God's Knights, we have who I believe is Killingham, Summers, and Garling, who we know are also God's Knights. The lady with the gun who was with Gunko, who we already, I believe, knew was a God's Knights from prior incidences of seeing the God Valley flashback, or we could have assumed. I don't think we've ever seen this black-haired lady before, so we've got no clue who she is. I wonder if she's still around. This big person that looks like a lady, it's kind of hard to tell, but it looks like she's a lady. We don't know who that is, or the big one behind them. And then I think that's Killingham. Kind of wild. So the God's Knights look really cool. We already know the Roger Pirates. We see Roger. We see Scopper. We see Rayleigh. We see... I'll be honest, I don't know enough of the Roger Pirates' names. But we see a bunch of them all pouring out of the ship. Okay. So I'm looking at the panel with the Roger Pirates. And I don't know all the Roger Pirates real well by design. But one of them looks like Bullet. Right behind Roger, there is a guy who looks like Douglas Bullet. The only thing that makes me think he isn't Bullet directly, other than that Bullet is currently not a canon character, technically, is that he's carrying what looks like a spear, and I could not see Bullet using a spear. He doesn't seem like a weapon type of guy, and if he had a weapon, I think he'd be more of an axe or a sword guy, or a hammer even. I don't think Douglas Bullet's running around with a spear. It just doesn't fit his like aesthetic and motif. You know what I mean? But I'm interested in if other people notice that, or if that could be him. And then I think above that, yeah, the Shanks and Shamrock being the babies, that was a cool twist. Oda did that to us. I should have guessed that ahead of time. And then we don't see anybody special in the Rocks Pirates. We already knew all these people, but it's really cool getting to see them all hop off the boat. And now we just get to see how God Valley honestly goes down. I'm very excited. We are on break next week, so we're not going to get a chapter. But I will probably go ahead and put out another video. I'll go through and I'll get a hold of the names of all the people that we have of note on God Valley. And I'll start kind of piecing together my thoughts as to how things are going to go down and where things are going to turn next. Because we know that the way that at least the world government kind of... The news spun it was that Garp and Roger worked together to defeat Rocks and save the Celestial Dragons. Garp right now is trying to save the Marines because they're his Marines, but he's not really going out of the way to try to save the Celestial Dragons per se for what they're doing. Right? He's just trying to stop the pirates who have just now attacked, but he really... I think he's more or less just trying to save the Marines than he's trying to do anything else. But I would like to know how him and Roger end up working together to stop Rocks, considering Roger and Rocks are there for the same reason. Garp's only there to fight with them because it'll be fun. And all the other Rocks pirates are all also there for Shocky. Other than Captain John, who is fine with Shocky, but also... And I guess Whitebeard. Whitebeard said he was there to help a friend, right? But he was being modest in saying that, you know... If she fell for him, that'd be great. And Captain John said whoever gets the most gold, but we know that's just his thing. He's like Nami, where he cares about money. So he could probably care less about Shocky, more about gathering treasure. Oh, and Kaido, it doesn't care about Shocky. He's literally there for devil fruits. And Linlin's also there for devil fruits. So really, I guess only about half of the Rocks pirates are there for Shocky, and the other half are there for their own goals. But either way, I'll see if I can't piece some of this together and figure out... First, I want to know if that's bullets. I'm really intrigued with that and seeing if anybody else noticed that. But I'll definitely get out a video in the next week and see if I can't figure out what the heck's going to be happening at God's Valley next and how some of the fights are going to go down and who it's going to be. But anyways, on that note, my last video did really good. I know it's just because of YouTube recommendations, but anybody who does watch the video, it does mean a lot. If you've made it this far, which almost nobody really does, I appreciate it if you'd go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff that all the YouTubers and content creators tell you to do. It really is a big help on my side to see it on analytics, and it does also motivate me to want to get out more content as soon as possible. But my last video has done really good. That just came out yesterday, or I think it was actually the day before. I think it came out on the 11th, real late. So about 2 days ago. So I'm getting another one out now. My goal will be to get out another one within a week, so... We'll see. I'll just try to keep getting out content faster and faster wherever I can. Work's about to get real busy, though. But I'm going to do my best to still keep my content coming out as often as I can. So, like I said, I appreciate it if you've watched the video, if you've made it this far. Go ahead and give the video a like, comment, subscribe. I hope everybody's had a good couple days or a week since the last time you saw anything from me. If you haven't seen anything from me, then I hope everything is just in general going great for you. And I hope everybody has a good couple days, week, honestly, your entire future to come. And have a good one, guys. Later.